The church erupts and Ella Walker rips off her veil before 1,000 hungry cameras. St. Patrick Cathedral glows with white roses and ruthless money. Crystal lights scatter across polished marble. The front pews are packed with people who own judges, headlines, and families. Ella stands at the altar in a wedding gown that feels like a cage. Her smile is steady, but her fingers are numb. She keeps her bouquet high to hide how hard she is shaking. The priest lifts his hands. Do you take this man, Keller King, to be your lawfully wedded husband? A breath of silence spreads. Ella feels her phone vibrate in the hidden pocket she stitched into her dress. She does not have to look. She already knows. Marcus, say yes, or your father goes to prison tonight. Marcus Walker sits in the front row, leaning back like he is watching a show he wrote. His smile is polite. His eyes are sharp. Across from her, Keller looks perfect in black. But his gaze keeps cutting toward his uncle, Roger King, who sits with a satisfied calm that makes Keller look like he wants to break something. Keller's phone buzzes once. His jaw tightens. He slips it back into his pocket like it burned him. The priest clears his throat. Ella. Ella opens her mouth. Nothing comes out. Behind her, someone coughs. A camera clicks. The crowd leans in, ready to devour any sign of weakness. The priest repeats, slower. Do you take Keller King? Keller does not wait. He shifts, eyes flicking toward the side door near the choir. It is not the door for brides. It is the door for staff, the door for escape. Ella steps back at the same instant. They collide, shoulder to shoulder. Her breath catches. His hand steadies her, firm and warm. Their eyes meet, and in that single look, she sees the same truth she is carrying. Fear. Rage. A decision. Keller leans closer, voice low enough that only she can hear. Run with me. Ella whispers back. Now. Keller grabs her wrist. He does not pull her down the aisle. He pulls her sideways, behind the altar, through a narrow service door. The cathedral explodes behind them. Stop them. Grab them. Marcus and Roger shout at the same time. Security surges. Guests rise. Phones lift. Shouts bounce off stone walls. Cold rain hits Ella as Keller yanks open a side exit. They sprint into an alley slick with water and trash. Ella's heels skid. Keller catches her and keeps moving. You planned this. Ella gasps. Keller throws her a helmet. You did not. A black motorcycle waits under a tarp. Keller rips the tarp away, swings on, and starts the engine. The roar is a promise and a threat. Ella stares. Where are we going? Anywhere that is not their altar. She climbs on behind him, gathers her skirt, and wraps her arms around his waist. The motorcycle leaps forward as security floods into the alley. Someone grabs at the hem of her dress and misses. The engine screams. The tires spit water. They shoot into traffic, and for one wild minute, the city is only rain and speed. Keller cuts onto quieter roads and drives until the skyline falls away. When he finally stops, it is behind a closed diner in a small town where the streetlights flicker like tired eyes. Ella pulls off the helmet. Her hair is soaked. Her hands tremble. Keller turns, chest heaving. Are you hurt? No. Ella says. Are you? Not yet. She laughs once, sharp and bitter. We just destroyed 2 dynasties in one night. They were destroying us first. Keller says. He reaches into his jacket and holds out a bank card. Take this. You need a room, you need food. Ella stares at it like it is a trap. I do not want your money. It is not charity. Keller snaps, then softens. It is survival. I will survive without your leash. Keller flinches, anger flashing. You think I want to own you. Ella looks away. I do not know what you want. Keller's voice drops. Roger has my mother's medication. If I do not play his game, she suffers. That is why I ran. Ella swallows hard. Marcus has my father. That is why I was about to say yes. Silence lands between them. Rain taps the pavement. Somewhere, a truck passes on the highway, its sound fading like a warning. Keller steps closer, careful. Give me 3 months. I will cut Roger out. Then I will find you, and we will fix the rest. 3 months sounds like hope. Hope sounds like pain. Ella digs into her pocket and pulls out a plain silver ring. I am keeping this. If you do not find me, I will know your promise was just a line to get me on that bike. Keller's gaze drops to the ring, then returns to her. Keep it. I will keep the other one. Headlights sweep across the parking lot. Keller's posture snaps tight. Go, now. Ella shakes her head. With you. If they catch us together, Marcus will use you to break me, and Roger will use me to break you. Ella hates that he is right. Keller presses a set of keys into her palm. Take the car behind the diner. It is not registered. Your friend Lena can help you disappear. He says Lena's name like he already knows she is the one person Ella trusts. Ella's throat burns. 3 months. Keller holds her stare. 3 months. Ella turns and runs into the dark, clutching the ring like it is the last piece of her life. Behind her, the motorcycle roars again. Keller shoots back toward the city, drawing the hunters away. The next morning, the tabloids call Ella a thief, and the truth becomes too dangerous to say out loud. Lena Cole opens her apartment door in Queens and freezes when she sees Ella dripping in a torn wedding dress. Lena blinks once. Okay, you are alive. That is step 1. Ella tries to laugh. The sound breaks into a sob. Lena drags her inside, wraps her in a blanket, and makes instant noodles like it is a ritual against despair. Within hours, Marcus owns the story. He tells reporters Ella ran with cash and shame. He freezes her accounts. He whispers to everyone who matters that she is unstable, untrustworthy, finished. Ella cannot fight back without exposing her father. Her father calls once from a number that vanishes. His voice is thin. Do not come home. Marcus will be watching. Where are you? Ella whispers. Safe. He lies, and the fear inside the lie proves he is not. Ella changes her number. She changes her name. She sells what jewelry she can without leaving a trail. She starts taking any job that pays cash. Server. Barista. Event crew. Cleaner. Anything that keeps food on the table and keeps her invisible. The silver ring stays in her pocket. In the first winter, Ella works a double shift in a greasy diner, hands cracked from hot water and cheap soap. A drunk customer grabs her wrist and says, "Smile, princess." Ella twists free. "Do not touch me." He laughs and reaches again. The cook, a tired woman with hard eyes, slams a pan on the counter. "Back off, or you eat it." Ella cleans the table afterward, shaking. She walks home in the cold, counting coins in her pocket like they are prayers. For the first 3 months, she checks her phone every hour, waiting for Keller to call. He does not. Anger grows where hope used to live. It is easier to hate him than to admit she misses him. Lena watches Ella work herself raw and says, "You are allowed to be angry, but do not pretend you are not grieving." Ella snaps. He chose his cage. Lena does not argue. She just says, "Then you choose yourself." Ella buys a used camera and starts shooting the city that no longer belongs to her. Street corners. Subway faces. Rain on glass. The kind of beauty that does not care who you used to be. She gets good. Slowly. Painfully. By year 2, she is photographing small events. By year 3, she has a portfolio. By year 5, she is a struggling but real independent photographer with a cramped studio in Brooklyn and calluses on her fingers. She still cannot afford a decent dress for a gala. She still counts dollars at the grocery store. But she is standing. Across the city, Keller fights his own war. He returns the night of the Runaway wedding and finds Roger waiting in the family study like a judge. Roger rests a hand on Keller's shoulder, almost affectionate. "You embarrassed us," Roger says. "And your mother needs her medication. Shame is bad for her health." Keller does not punch him. He does not beg. He learns how to smile without warmth and how to build traps with paperwork. Roger keeps control by controlling the supply chain. Clinics. Pharmacies. Private doctors. Keller learns every name and every weakness. He works like a machine, but the machine has one soft fault line. Ella. He tries to find her. He calls numbers that go dead. He hires investigators who hit walls. Marcus provides a neat lie. Ella left the country, living fine, wanting nothing to do with Keller. Keller tells himself he believes it, because the alternative is unbearable. 3 years in, he finally crushes Roger. It is slow, careful, legal. Federal agents walk Roger out of a boardroom in cuffs. Keller watches without expression, then goes straight to his mother's hospital room. His mother grips his hand, eyes wet. "Did you find her?" Keller swallows. "Not yet." His mother sighs, tired. Do not let pride steal your life. Pride is all Keller has left, so he holds it tighter. In year 5, Ella gets an email offering a high-paying job, photography for the New York Annual Business Gala. Client King Group. Ella stares at the screen until it blurs. Lena reads over her shoulder and whistles. Of course it is them. The universe loves violence. It is just work. Ella says too fast. Lena taps the chain at Ella's throat. The silver ring hangs there now, pretending to be just jewelry. Do not let him break you. Lena says quietly. If you see him, keep your head up. Ella nods, but her stomach twists. She has no idea Keller already saw her name on the contract list. He stares at it in his office, then tells his assistant. Do not cancel her. If she wants to stand in front of me, she will. The ballroom shines like a crown and Ella walks in wearing exhaustion like armor. She moves through the crowd with her camera, invisible the way staff are supposed to be. She shoots smiles, handshakes, and staged laughter. Then she turns and collides with a solid chest. I am sorry. She says automatically and looks up. Keller King stands there, tall and precise, as if 5 years did not happen. For half a heartbeat his eyes widen, raw surprise breaking through the ice. Then the ice returns. He looks her over, slow. Worn shoes. Frayed camera strap. Shadows under her eyes. His mouth lifts in a cold curve. Ella Walker, I did not think you would show your face here. I work here. Ella says, steady. Keller exhales, almost amused. Work, right. His gaze cuts again. You look miserable. The words hit like a slap. Heat floods Ella's face. Then anger rises, sharp and familiar. At least I am not trapped in a gilded cage. She shoots back. You look polished. Is that what freedom looks like, Keller? Keller's eyes flash. Freedom is not living paycheck to paycheck. Spoken like someone who has never had to choose between rent and pride. A few nearby guests glance over. Whispers start. The old scandal wakes up like a hungry animal. Ella moves to the edge of the room, trying to breathe. Keller follows like gravity. He stops beside a champagne tower. Did Marcus do this to you? Ella laughs without humor. Do not pretend you care. Keller's eyes tighten. I did not say I do not care. You said I look miserable. You do. Keller says, voice rough. And it is killing me. Ella freezes. That single crack in his mask hurts more than his insult. She recovers fast. Then look away. Keller steps closer, lowering his voice. Tell me where you have been. Working. Ella says. Surviving. Learning how to live without you. Keller's jaw flexes. You made it sound easy. It was not. Ella snaps. But you would not know. You had your towers and your suits and your people. Keller's gaze flickers, guilty and furious at once. You think I was sleeping. Ella lifts her camera between them like a wall. I think you stopped trying. Keller breathes in hard, then steps back as if discipline is the only thing holding him together. A band starts playing. Couples drift onto the dance floor. Keller watches her for a long beat, then says. Do your job, take the pictures, and do not let Marcus corner you again. Ella scoffs. And if he does? Keller's voice drops. Then I will break him. Ella hates how much she believes him. A hand lands on her shoulder, casual and possessive. Ella goes rigid. Marcus Walker steps in, smiling. Well, well, the runaway bride returns. And the groom too. This is better than the speeches. Keller's gaze snaps to Marcus's hand. His voice turns dangerous. Remove your hand. Marcus laughs softly. Still protective. How sweet. 5 years late, though. Ella shrugs Marcus off. Do not touch me. Marcus tilts his head. I am only checking on family. Ella, you were born into luxury, and now you are taking pictures for strangers at parties. Tragic. Ella lifts her camera and snaps a photo. The click is loud enough to draw attention. Marcus's smile tightens. What are you doing? Collecting proof. Ella says. In case you try to rewrite me again. Marcus turns to Keller, voice smooth. Keller, did you know she is back? Or did she show up to beg? Keller's jaw flexes. Leave. Marcus leans closer, almost friendly. You still think she is your story. She ran, Keller. She always runs. Keller steps forward 1 inch. It is enough to change the air. You do not know what you are talking about. Marcus smiles wider. Oh, I know exactly what I am talking about. Ella cuts in, voice cold. We are not your entertainment, Marcus. Go threaten someone else. Marcus's gaze slides to her like a blade. Threaten? Ella, you always had such an active imagination. He backs away with a lazy wave, but his eyes promise this is not over. Ella turns to leave. Keller's voice follows, low. Why are you working for my company? Because I need money. Ella says without turning back. And because I am done running from you. Keller goes still at that. Ella walks away, forcing her hands to steady on the camera. Her chest aches. Her mouth tastes like old rain. Behind her, Keller watches her disappear into the crowd, fists clenched, the insult he threw at her turning into guilt he cannot swallow. Work forces them into the same room, and neither of them knows how to breathe without war. Ella presents her photography concept at King Group headquarters. The room is sleek, expensive, cold. Keller sits at the head of the table like he owns oxygen. When she finishes, Keller flips through her prints and drops them on the table. Flat, generic, weak. A murmur ripples. Ella feels the familiar sting of being judged by people who never had to fight for a meal. She keeps her voice steady. Give me 1 day. I will bring you something better. Keller's eyes lock on hers. Do it. She works through the night, edits until dawn, then returns with sharper images and a bolder story. When Keller looks up, his expression flickers. Better. He says. It sounds like it cost him something. The pressure does not stop. Keller pushes her harder than he pushes anyone else. He criticizes in public. He demands revisions at impossible hours. He acts like he wants her gone. And yet he keeps her. When Ella shows up sick, coughing into her sleeve, Keller's eyes narrow. You should be home. I cannot afford home. Ella snaps. Keller turns away too quickly. Finish the shoot, then go. That night, medicine and soup appear at her studio door with a note that has no signature. Take it. Do not be stubborn. Ella stares at the note, furious and shaken. She eats the soup anyway. The next week, Lena shows up at King Group with a tote bag and a temper. Security tries to stop her. Lena smiles sweetly and says, Tell Keller King that Lena Cole is here. If he refuses to see me, I will tell every reporter in this lobby why he is still obsessed with his runaway bride. Security hesitates. 10 minutes later, Lena is in Keller's office, legs crossed, eyes sharp. Keller looks at her like she is an inconvenience he cannot dismiss. You should not be here. Lena tilts her head. You should not be using cruelty as a love language. Keller's expression tightens. Do not pretend you know what is happening. I know, Ella. Lena says. And I know you are pushing her until she breaks, then quietly patching her up in secret. That is not protection. That is control. Keller's jaw clenches. Marcus is watching. Marcus has always been watching. Lena snaps. So either tell her the truth or stop punishing her for not being psychic. Keller stares out the window for a long moment. If she knows, she becomes a target. She already is a target. Lena says, voice suddenly softer. And she is tired. If you keep treating her like an enemy, she will believe you are one. Keller grips the edge of his desk. I will end this soon. Lena stands. Soon is a word people use when they are afraid of now. As she leaves, she adds. If you love her, learn how to be honest while you still have time. Then Marcus strikes. Ella is assigned to photograph a private archive room for a corporate history display. A junior staffer says Keller requested it. Ella hesitates, but goes. Inside, she finds old transfer records tied to a subsidiary. Dates. Account numbers. A trail that matches the time her father was accused of embezzlement. Her blood turns cold. She storms into Keller's office and slams the file on his desk. Explain. Keller looks up, eyes sharp. Where did you get that? From your archive. Ella snaps. These transfers connect to the money my father was accused of stealing. Your company is in the chain. Were you in on it? With Marcus? With Roger? Keller stands slowly, tension snapping tight. You think I framed your father? You let my life burn. Ella says, voice shaking. You vanished. You sat on your throne and watched me drown. Keller's jaw clenches. For a second it looks like he might finally speak, finally tear the truth open. Then he shuts down. Get out. He says. Ella stares, stunned. What? Get out of my office. Rage surges. You are proving me right. You are just like Roger, cold, controlling, willing to crush anyone. Keller's eyes flare. Do not say his name like you know me. Then stop acting like him. Keller's voice turns razor sharp. Leave, Ella. Ella backs away, trembling with fury and hurt. I will find the truth. And when I do, you will regret every cruel word. She walks out. Keller stands alone, staring at the file. His assistant steps in carefully. Sir, should we end her contract? Keller's voice is flat. No. She thinks you betrayed her. Keller stares out at the city. Let her be angry. Anger keeps her close. It keeps her safe. His assistant hesitates. Should we tell her the truth? Keller's eyes harden. Not until Marcus is in a cell. That night, Keller gets a message from an unknown number. Marcus, your bride is asking questions. Careful. She might learn what you really are. Keller replies once. Keller, touch her, and you will not leave the room intact. Marcus responds with 2 words. Marcus, still love. Keller deletes the message, then opens a drawer and grips a plain silver ring, the match to the one Ella kept. The metal bites his palm. He whispers to the empty office. Not love. Survival. But his voice does not believe him. The accident is staged, and the truth finally has teeth. The outdoor shoot is at an unfinished luxury tower. Wind cuts through steel beams. Scaffolding creaks above the crew. Ella adjusts her lens and notices a joint above her that looks wrong. A cable hangs too loose. She steps forward, raising her hand. That should be secured. A creak answers her. The joint snaps. Metal shifts. A heavy bar swings down, aimed straight at her head. Ella freezes. Keller lunges. He slams into her, shoving her out of the way. They hit the concrete together. The steel bar crashes down. A sickening thud follows. Keller's body jerks. Warm blood splashes onto Ella's cheek. Keller. She gasps. He rolls partly off her, face pale, breath ragged. Blood stains his mouth. Ella crawls to him, hand shaking as she tries to press against the wound she cannot even see. Stay with me, please. Keller's eyes flutter open. He looks at her like she is the only safe thing left. Still standing. He whispers. Tears pour down Ella's face. Why did you do that? Keller's voice is a breath. Because I promised. Sirens wail, distant, then closer. People scream. Security bolts. Keller's gaze shifts past her shoulder, sharp with sudden focus. He whispers one word. Marcus. Ella turns and sees a man in a hard hat running toward the side exit. Security tackles him. The ambulance arrives. At the hospital, time turns into white hallways and plastic chairs. Lena appears, grabs Ella's shoulders and says, "Tell me he is alive." "He is in surgery." Ella whispers. Hours later, a doctor says, "He is stable." Ella shakes with relief. In Keller's room, Lena hands Ella a thick folder. "He asked me to hold this." Ella stares. "Why you?" "Because you would not accept it from him." Lena says. "And because he was terrified pride would ruin everything." Ella opens the folder with trembling hands. Evidence. Bank trails. Emails. A clean line pointing to Marcus as the architect of the embezzlement scheme, using Ella's father as a scapegoat and the wedding as leverage. Notes showing Keller tried to find her, tried to call, tried to reach her, and hit walls that were not accidents. One page has Keller's handwriting. Marcus erased her. If he knows she is reachable, he will destroy her. Ella's vision blurs. So he did not abandon me. Lena shakes her head. He protected you the only way he knew how, quietly, from the shadows. More pages. Anonymous rent payments. Legal threats that kept predators away. Bills paid through shell companies. Ella presses a hand to her mouth, sobbing. Keller's eyelids flutter. Ella freezes. His eyes open, unfocused, then find her. Pain crosses his face, but he still tries to speak. Ella. Do not talk. She snaps through tears. You idiot. Keller's mouth twitches. You are crying. Of course I am. You almost died. Keller swallows, wincing. Did you read it? Ella nods, voice breaking. Why did you let me hate you? Keller closes his eyes briefly. Because I thought you were happier without me, and because I did not know how to beg. Ella grips his hand. You do not get to decide alone, not anymore. Keller's breath shudders. I am sorry. So am I? Ella whispers. For believing the worst of you. In another corridor, Keller's assistant receives a report. The saboteur is hired. And the only name on his phone is Marcus Walker. They do not rebuild with grand speeches. They rebuild with honesty, one brutal sentence at a time. Keller heals slowly, cursing every limitation. Ella stays, stubborn and quiet, as if leaving would break something she cannot repair. One morning, Keller says, You kept the ring. Ella pulls the silver ring from the chain around her neck and sets it on his blanket. It kept me alive. It also kept me angry. Keller opens his bedside drawer and places his matching ring beside it. It kept me honest. 2 plain circles. No families. No leverage. Just choice. Ella's eyes burn. I thought you broke your promise. Keller's voice is low. I tried. Marcus cut every path, and I was too proud to admit I needed help. Ella swallows. I changed my number. I thought I was protecting my father. Keller nods. You were. I was protecting my mother. We were both trapped. Ella reaches for his hand. No more traps between us. The trial comes fast. Investigators connect the sabotage to Marcus, and the old embezzlement case cracks open with it. Keller cooperates fully. Lena turns over everything she held. Ella's father is brought out of hiding, shaking but alive. In court, Marcus finally drops his smile. He glares at Ella like she is betrayal itself. You always loved ruining things. Marcus spits. Ella meets his gaze, steady now. No, you loved owning people. And you lost. The verdict is guilty. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarm. Miss Walker, is this a reunion? Is this forgiveness? Ella looks at the cameras, then at Keller beside her. His hand hovers near her elbow, asking without words. Ella takes his hand. She faces the microphones. Forgiveness is not a headline. It is work. We are doing the work. Then she walks away. Weeks later, Keller takes Ella back to the alley behind St. Patrick Cathedral. No rain this time. No chase. Just brick walls and quiet air. This is where we ran. Keller says. His voice is rough. I dragged you out without asking what you wanted. I thought escape was enough. Ella breathes in, remembering wet pavement and fear. I thought you abandoned me. Keller nods. I earned that belief with silence. He pulls out a small ring box. Simple. No spectacle. This is not business. Keller says. No families. No deals. No cages. He opens the box. The ring inside is clean and bright, chosen, not imposed. Ella Walker. He says, eyes steady. Will you marry me? Not because you have to. Because you choose me. Ella laughs and cries at once. I choose you. But we talk, Keller. If we ever get scared again, we talk. We do not disappear. Keller exhales like relief. Deal. He slides the new ring onto her finger. It fits like a promise that finally learned to be gentle. Ella slips the old silver ring back onto its chain and tucks it under her shirt. A reminder, not a weapon. They keep the wedding small, not because they lack money now, but because neither of them wants an audience for something that fragile. Lena stands beside Ella in a simple dress and whispers, "If you run this time, I will chase you down and drag you back." Ella laughs, then hugs her. "I am not running." Keller's mother sits in the front row, hands folded, eyes wet. When Keller says his vow, his voice shakes. "I spent years thinking strength meant silence." He says, "I was wrong. Strength is telling you the truth even when it makes me feel small." Ella answers with her own vow, clear and steady. "I will not punish you for fear. I will not punish you for being human, but I will not accept lies. Not from you, not from me." After the ceremony, Ella takes Keller to her first real solo gallery show. The walls are filled with photographs of New York at night, rain on glass, back alleys, hospital hallways, empty boardrooms. Keller stops in front of one photo, a blurred shot of a motorcycle tail light cutting through a storm. He swallows. "You kept that night." Ella nods. "I kept all of it. The good, the terrifying, the part where you chose me when you did not have to." Keller turns to her, eyes bright. "I choose you every day." Ella lifts her camera and snaps a picture of him, unguarded. "Good. I am documenting it." Outside the gallery, the city keeps moving. But for once, neither of them feels like they have to run to survive. They walk home together, hand in hand, not hiding, not chased, not owned. Just chosen.
Thanks for watching. Follow for more romance stories.